The Daily Drama Podcast with Steve and Bradford, presented by dailydrama.com. Lots of things to look at there. Well, you know what's funny? So
What's funny?
When you get on their email list, which we're on, when the from is Steve and Bradford, and so all their emails are from us. Just so you know, I'm not sure if you're on the email list. And what I appreciate is that they're doing interviews with other people. They're like, because we're a news site, we're a soap entertainment site. So,
Sure.
And we have really capable people there that we work with that are reaching out and doing interviews with people. So I'll, like, sometimes I see that and I'm like, we did it. Oh no, this isn't us. This is other people. This is great. And but I did get one. We're recording this on a Monday evening. I did get one earlier today with a Man Crush Monday. So when Steve and Bradford are presenting Man Crush Monday, I thought that was
it's close to the end.
Yeah. And Cameron Matheson is our Man Crush Monday.
He is he?
Today. So congrats to Cameron for that. I know
Cameron Matheson. Listen,
I know he feels like he's reached pinnacle, the top of his.
Listen, if I'm being real, this guy's been consistently one of the best one of the guys who's been in the best shape for his whole career. So
we're here for it, is what we're saying.
So kudos to his discipline. He's a beast.
Yes, he is. So congrats, Cameron.
Props to Cameron
on being our Man Crush Monday.
Your Man Crush Monday. I'm gonna have to talk to Daily Drama. This is gonna be like, just like you're reading the
spoilers. It's Bradford
Monday.
Presents Man Crush Monday.
Yes, exactly.
Not Steve on this one, just Brad. That's funny.
Just you.
Awesome. Well, it's been a busy week on the show, and all from the fallout of the fall.
Yes.
The fallout from the fall. But I mean, so it seems like you're either Team Christina and Christina's family, or you're Team Ava. I don't know how many people are Team Ava, but Jason's kind of on Team Sonny Christina, because Christina asked Sonny to take care of Ava, and when Sonny needs to take care of somebody, who does he talk to? Does that mean he's talking to you again? He's not talking to anybody else. He's not
talking to anybody else.
So what is that? Does that mean something? Is that maybe a step in the direction of mending a little bit, you think?
I think we're on the mend. It really started at the hospital when we went to the hospital.
And that was you and Carly?
That was everybody when she ate the vitamins. Or she
Baby Donna, or she's not
Donna.
A baby anymore.
Yeah, I know. We call her Baby Donna because we call her Baby Donna in our comedy show.
That's
too.
right. That's right.
Baby Donna.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Baby Donna. Yeah. So it's kind of on the mend.
Sure.
So, but Sonny does ask Jason to talk to Ava.
Right.
Now, if these are the scenes.
Yeah.
I like that you brought these scenes up, because somebody else mentioned these scenes and they said, wow, those are really, really good scenes. And I'm like, so it was supposed to be that I show up like the Grim Reaper to threaten Ava. She knows what's happening.
But she's behind bars?
That was the problem.
How threatening can you be when she's protected inside a cage?
This was the problem. That was the problem.
Sure.
Because I don't really read the bold print as an actor.
Right.
A lot of actors don't.
Sure. It can be.
A lot of acting teachers tell you not to.
Sure.
Right. They go, just cross that out, and we don't need any stage. Just read the scene. Beat the scene out and see what happens, right?
Right.
So a lot of us don't really pay attention too much, because we know our characters very well.
Totally.
That we don't have to look at the bold all the time, right?
Right.
Well, I take it a step further sometimes, and I don't pay attention where the actual scene is.
So
Okay.
you didn't know that coming in.
No. And Moore and I were like, man, because and I get the scene had to be in jail because she was in jail,
Yeah, but yeah, right.
right?
Yeah,
But it it to me it wasn't super menacing. People might think, oh, it's Jason and it's the threat. He's there. The
right.
threat's
Just
enough.
wait till you get out of this
They, you know,
protected cage.
there's an ominous threat
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But you know, I was so like I didn't know how to put. I didn't even know what to do. Like what to do, right? As opposed to let's set the scene this way. Ava comes home to her apartment and I'm sitting there in the dark.
We're sitting there on the couch.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
she turns the lights on and there I am. That's a whole different scene.
Yes.
And then now she can be really afraid of her life,
Yes.
afraid for her life,
Right.
without anything even being said.
For sure.
Right. So we really had the obstacle of the jail, and she played it great.
Of course. Well,
You know
she's
what I mean?
Mora.
She's
Of
awesome.
course she
Yeah.
would. Yeah.
So, but it was just such a weird thing. Like in my, like I was even to go to the director. I'm like, okay, this is the PCPD.
Just
I'm
let
at the
her.
PCPD.
Just let her out.
No, downstairs. Like there's no guards.
Oh, that's crazy. Right.
Right. So I'm assuming it's downstairs, the jail, the cells.
The holding cell. Yeah.
Yeah, downstairs, because there's two right across from each other. So I'm just assuming.
Maybe it's just public visiting hours. You don't have to sign in.
What? But like,
You could have brought up free like if Jason's being processed to like as signing into the visitor log, walking through a metal detector, like you're right. How does that
have
work?
we ever seen a metal detector there?
No, but
Are we going to really assume there's one off camera at the PCPD? Are we really? I don't think we can even assume.
this is a valid question.
Okay, what is it? What's the valid question?
Why on earth would they let Jason Morgan talk to someone that's being held there? You're
Listen,
right.
we could ask this about a lot of things on a
Was
soap opera.
Dante upstairs? Is Dante
But-
part of the
But
PCPD?
let's dissect this,
Yes.
because if the main part of the building, when you come in that door and there's the desk sergeant there, right?
Right.
And
You come in on the left side of the desk or the the right side. Yeah.
yeah, you come in, there's both the desks there now, both computers, and then downstage we have Dante's and Detective Chase's desks, right?
Right.
There's three or four desks downstage.
Right.
So this is the true way in. Now we know there's a little hallway behind the desks, right? There's the wall. And
Behind the interrogation room.
Nope. Yes. But if you're walking into the PCPD, before you would actually get to the desk sergeant's desk, if you made a right, there's a hallway right there.
Yes.
That goes to behind the interrogation room.
Right. So if you could just slip past them.
Well, I'm just saying, and behind there, as you got, and I'm talking to you guys now, as you guys can see, there's stairs that go up.
That's right.
Okay, now I'm assuming that up there is not the jail cells. I'm assuming it's not upstairs.
Sure.
Okay, because that wouldn't make any sense.
Would that be the commissioner's office? Have we ever seen the commissioner's office? We have.
Yeah, we have, but I don't even know if it's in that building.
Maybe it's in City Hall.
I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is great. This is great to find out.
Yeah.
So if it's downstairs, is there a metal detector?
There's got to be.
That's number one. Number two, am I down there because we have someone on the payroll? Right? That's another thing, right?
Yeah,
because
for sure.
Because it's been known that we did have a few people at some point
Right.
in the police department to give us tips.
Right.
Right. Now I wouldn't put it past off camera if Dante was like, go ahead.
Right.
go down.
What are his thoughts on all this, right?
Well, that's
Like
what I'm saying, because he'd be like, "Hey, yeah, you're good. Go for 5 minutes. You're good.
he
I got
might
you.
at this
I
point,
got you
right?
covered."
At this point, he
At this
might.
point, he could. I
Yeah.
mean, this
But that
this
but
this is
that's an interesting scene to have, though, isn't it?
this is what I'm talking about. These
Yeah.
are the little things that, because they have to write so much, sometimes we couldn't do this part, right?
Right.
Or if I'm like, "Hey, Dante, I just need to go talk to Ava. Can you just make sure no one comes down for it?" He goes, "Yeah, I got you. Whatever. Boom, you're done."
But
Right?
that's cool.
That's really cool because
Yeah.
I saved his life.
Right. That's
Like,
right.
I got busted to save his life.
That's right.
Right? So, or then you go, okay, there's a desk sergeant down there, or because there's a desk, there's two jail cells, and the opening, there's a desk.
Mm,
Sometimes there is a cop down there.
okay.
I've been in scenes where there has been a cop down there.
Sure.
Now, all we had to do is be a little upstage where Ava couldn't see, and all you had to do is see me whisper and even if it was an extra or under five cop, and
Sure.
then he goes, nods his head, and walks away.
Right.
Then we know there could be some problems.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that all being said, um, I just had no idea what to do with those scenes. And the other thing, Brad, because you've been down, you've had to do some stuff with people in jail.
Yeah.
Your mark has to be so precise.
Because you like you can't the camera doesn't want to see you like this.
No, you have to be so precise. And it was good for me because I'm like, I'm just going to stand here and freaking stare. This is when I'm going to fall back to, I'm going to stand here and stare, because I couldn't move because the
Right.
shot had to be through the
Through
bar
yeah.
perfectly. Because now, in the jail, in an open set, as you guys see, like I posted something in nurse's station, you see all the lights up there,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
hanging from the ceiling, right? On an open set, because it's open and there's really no obstruction, you're not going to get a ton of shadows.
Right.
But with the jail set, with the bars, you got lights coming through, so you got to
You
be
got
dodging.
shadows. Yeah.
It's really it's a great test in for acting, because you have to be super still. And if you have to give a performance like Maura did,
Mm,
like she had this much room probably to go back and forth toward or not the
sure. And
door, the jail door.
what did they write as her? Was she trying to convince you that she didn't do it? Was she trying to meet strength with strength? What was
I,
her?
we shot it so long ago. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
even
yeah,
really
yeah,
remember
yeah.
what her excuse was.
Sure.
You know,
But she was trying to convince you that she was not at fault in theory.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
She
yeah.
wasn't trying to be like, come after me, buddy, because I'll come after you. Like it wasn't that.
No, 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 no.
No. She was fighting for her life a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. She definitely was. She was. You could tell she was upset
Yeah.
for sure. So but that's interesting. All those little layers. These are the layers
Yeah.
that you get to discover sometimes. Like Finola and I, when we have scenes, we'll talk about these scenes because there's so many different layers of this,
Mm,
like of me working with the commissioner,
yeah.
right? And she's kind of working in the gray area, and everybody kind of knows what I do, but I do good things too.
Sure.
And then so you have this guy who's a hitman over here, but then you have the police commissioner who's helping a horrible person escape. So
Right.
it's like, you have these different layers of dynamics, and all of a sudden the words mean different things. And
Absolutely.
and that's the cool thing about acting, when you have those two types of characters where you can discuss those things
Yeah.
and have the time to discuss them, because that's what you would be doing on a movie
Oh, for sure.
with
Finding that. Yeah.
with the director.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And especially a play,
Sure. Yeah.
you'd be able to sit there,
You're trying to fill out everything and make everything,
make it full,
oh
right?
yeah. 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 Yeah.
So, but it's these types of times where you're like, if there was just 3 lines with Dante,
Sure.
would have been something.
Right, but he's probably not in that episode either. Or do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he,
yeah, yeah, totally.
you know,
Yeah.
like it's all those other things.
Yeah,
So,
but sometimes, and look, it's never a crack on the writers
no, 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 no. It's all
because sometimes you have to broad stroke things because there's so much to write.
right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and when you're
So,
telling, yeah, the story that you're telling could always be deepened, but you
yeah.
still you know, like when you're just when I say treading water, it's not because we're not thriving in the scene in the scenario that we're
Oh.
in, but you're up against the clock. Like all this stuff is happening, so tell the story that you're there to tell, and and then we have actors that can hopefully imbue it with as much depth as you. But like that other stuff that we think about in the moment, it would be cool to have this, be cool to have this, be cool to have this. Yeah,
Yeah,
it would be cool to have that if you had an extra 2 weeks to shoot all these things.
sure, of course.
um
Yeah.
but so now we also read in the wonderful recap from Daily Drama that they found out uh, you know thankfully whatever Donna, the vitamins that she ate, did not have lithium in them,
Nothing.
and Sonny has no lithium in his system. So is that because people have been asking, when is Sonny going to find out that his meds have been tampered with? That has now been
We found out.
that is starting to be told.
Correct. That
And
part.
so how do you think do you think that's going to affect Sonny and Jason's relationship?
I mean, I think it's already affected it for the worse.
Oh, for the worse. Interesting. There's no
No,
more.
I'm saying him not realizing that he's been off of his meds
Oh yeah.
and thinking that we've been against him.
Right. So that
So I think
there's only better, it's only uphill from here.
only better days ahead.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
um, and then it is the start of this story of finding out who, why,
Who tampered with that?
and why.
Um so from the things that we've seen on camera, one of the things that our friends at Daily Drama asked is that there are some viewers worried about the fate of the character of Ava, and she, from what has been on screen, has had a part in these tampering of the medicines, I believe. So there is more trouble heading her way.
Yes,
Well, and
there
that
is.
well, and we talk about foils for Sonny,
Hmm.
and as the Jerome crime family, that has been a foil for Sonny. But has she ever been elevated to?
Hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Has she
Yeah.
ever been elevated
No, I
to
don't
be?
think so.
Well, because they've been like flirty and stuff. Like, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if all of a sudden that goes from that to that's cool. I'm not sure if that's where that's going because I don't know. But like, if because there are some foils for Sonny, and we've talked about this before, that you can
Mhm.
tell are temporary. Like
Sure.
it's it, right? And then there are some that are great story that you can tell for years.
Well, she's could definitely run a family. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, she can do anything.
Yeah, no, she
Yeah.
could definitely be a
So
boss for sure.
so for the people that are worried about the fate of the character and therefore the actress, I would like I would say you never know, but at the same time I wouldn't say I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah,
Um,
and there's good stuff to come. Now with this whole fall, because I saw some of it, she didn't really put,
well, I know you said last week when we talked about it that like it looked like the push did not equal the fall.
to me it didn't.
Sure.
Did you see it?
I didn't. I saw the aftermath, but I didn't see it. I got to watch actually.
Okay, yeah,
That
yeah.
I yeah.
Okay. So,
Um,
well,
well,
then
I mean, like she could have pushed her to push her, but not with the
there was
intention of
no
being like,
intention of
I'm
pushing
going to
her out
push
the
you
window.
here, and
Listen,
then
I'm not sticking up for Ava.
no, no.
But there was no intention of pushing this person out the window.
Didn't look like it, right?
But look, it doesn't matter
Because the
whether
things that I've read is that she tripped over the bag, and that's
yeah,
what created the extra fall.
yes, the extra fall. Yeah. Now
Right.
look, we know in the real world, in the real, I guess,
The real
under
world of pushing people out of windows? What do you mean?
no, the real world of maybe some organized crime.
Ah, sure.
If she had anything to do with that, she'd be done.
For sure. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even if it wasn't the intention,
Right. Right. Yeah.
right? So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Well, so that was last week on the show. This week on the show, um, there is a pretty kind of fun thing for me. I appear in an episode this week, and I am not the only member of my family that will appear on that day. My When I got booked for this episode, it turned out my family was going to be in town anyway, so I reached out to the casting directors, who then reached out to the leadership, and we were going to be shooting outside in a park. And I said, "Does this park have any children in the background?" And they said, "Huh, we'll see what we could do." And
Okay, that's amazing.
and a wonderful, a lovely bunch of people, Lisa and casting and Frank and all the producers, like they created this opportunity. And then my kids came in, had a wonderful time. They hadn't seen set since we moved. Finola had never been there, so not only just to see our set, but also play a part was really special. Like, it was, I was in the scenes with them too, which was so cool.
Yeah, that's
Like,
cool.
Kira was there with us, and everyone was so kind. And like, to be able to kind of look over my shoulder and see my kids, like, uh,
Super cool.
it was awesome. It was truly awesome. So I thought we thought it would be kind of neat to I'm sure a lot of you out there would think being background on General Hospital would be a pretty cool thing to try out. So I thought we'd ask them a couple questions and see exactly how their experience was. So that's up next here. Juna and Finola Anderson
Awesome.
here on the Daily Drama Podcast. So um, yeah, yeah. So hey, man,
Cool.
this was fun. This is like, you know, we do our scenes, and it's great to, I don't know, it's great to kind of not just catch up on what's happening in the show, but like,
Mhm.
lift up the hood a little.
Well, I just think so, like when there's scenes, especially for me, when like the scenes in the jail with Ava, where with Mara, where we were talking, like I didn't know what to do.
Sure.
So there's scenes coming up too that I'll tell you off camera that you
Yeah.
can remind me. So when it
Oh yeah,
airs,
yeah, 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 yeah.
because there's things that are happening to me now as an actor that never really happened to me before. Like
Mm,
like with the scenes with the tattoos with Laura, with Carly.
yeah.
Like I didn't know what I knew my stuff very well, but I didn't have really any intention. It
Mm,
was just very odd. I
yeah.
couldn't wrap my head around it. Sometimes, majority of the time when I'm reading a scene, I go, "Oh, this is how it goes."
Sure.
And then, and if it's an emotional scene, innately, I'll feel it whenever I feel it, right? When I'm reading it, I'll feel it at a certain point,
Yeah.
and usually that's the trigger for me, and it's there the whole time,
Sure.
right? And I'm not trying to force it, but it just happens naturally in that moment. Now, in the script, it could say it's supposed to happen earlier, and oh well, it didn't, and then it might happen later, and that's fine. But with the tattoo scenes, I had no intention or objective
Mm,
in the scene,
yeah.
right? And the same thing with these Ava and the jail scenes. No, I just I couldn't wrap my head around it, because once I saw it was a jail cell, I was like, this isn't threatening.
Right.
It's done. I'm done. I'm like, I'm in the scenes, like really going, this is not threatening. In my head, I'm going, this is not threatening. What am I doing here? Like I was talking to myself in my head during the scene.
So
So
did you come out of those scenes being like, oh man, I wish I had come in with a different plan, or did they come out in a cool way because you didn't have a plan and things happened?
I still was going, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Mm, yeah.
I wasn't happy with myself, that's for sure.
All right. So should we say, hey, let us know what you thought of Steve's performance on this day?
I want to watch them. I want to see what's going on, because somebody said they were good. I'm like, that's just not
Didn't
possible.
feel great.
That's just not possible. But so that being said, I just did some scenes with with Carly and someone else, I won't say.
Yeah.
And something interesting happened in those scenes too.
Okay. So you'll tell me off screen and or
Yeah.
off camera, and I'll remember
Just
to
note it. Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, coming up next, a mini interview with the newest members of the General Hospital cast, background actors, Juna and Finola Anderson.
Awesome.
Okay, we are joined by two of the newest faces that you'll see on General Hospital. We have Juna and Finola Anderson, my kids. How's it going, girls?
Good.
Great.
Great. Okay, so it occurred to me, you guys did background on the show in an episode coming up, may even air today or tomorrow, and it occurred to me that many of our listeners would probably like the opportunity to do background on General Hospital. So I thought it might be cool to have you two explain your experience so that people that have wondered what it would be like would get an idea of it. So I guess my first question to you is, when I told you that this was going to happen, like what were your initial feelings? Were you nervous? Were you excited?
I didn't really know what to expect. I was kind of curious as to like who I would meet and that type of thing.
Right.
I was really excited, but I was kind of scared.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah, it
scary.
was like nerve-wracking too, because
Right.
like everyone else is probably really experienced as well and that kind of thing, and we didn't really know what was going on.
Right. Okay, so the day of, um, yeah, like so when we arrived, like what were the first things that you did? Do you remember?
We took pictures outside of the thing. There's this little like thing that we took pictures in front of that says General Hospital. We got to like walk past the Grey's Anatomy warehouse too.
Yeah, that was
And
kinda
that was cool because they were doing some stuff outside that was interesting.
cool. What was getting ready for it like the day of?
We got to like go through wardrobe. That was really cool.
Yeah.
We got to like try on different outfits, and we got to go to the person who did our like makeup and stuff, and that was really cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you
It
enjoyed
was
that
really
too.
fun getting makeup and
Yeah.
wardrobe and stuff like that.
Yeah. Had you ever, besides mom, has anybody ever done your makeup before?
I do my own makeup sometimes.
No, I know. But had you ever had a makeup artist do your makeup? Your mom's a pretty good makeup artist, but not a professional, but pretty good at it.
I'm a professional person now.
No. Okay, cool. So it was interesting. You guys, we shot in the park rather than in our soundstage. We shot outside, which you folks have seen. When you can tell when we're shooting outside, and that we have this little park that's right above our parking lot that the girls worked in. So that was a little bit different because, first of all, it's on a hill. So what was the actual work experience like?
It was a lot of waiting around.
Yeah.
We waited. We had these bubbles that we like blew.
Just
It was
play
also
with.
hard to know when it was rolling and when it wasn't.
Sure.
Because since we weren't like in the scenes doing dialogue, we couldn't tell if it was a practice or if we were actually on. So that was kind of hard.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Especially since you've never been on set before, you don't know exactly what the process is. So I think what I was so proud of you two about was that you just kept paying attention. You didn't you just assumed that no matter what was happening, you had to be doing what you were doing, right? You didn't you never lost your focus. You always stayed like really paying attention, and that's always a good default, right? Especially when you don't know what's happening. Yeah. Was the actual filming similar to what you imagined it would be, or what? I guess what were there anything? Was there any surprises?
I guess I just didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know if there was like multiple cameras and
Right.
I didn't know where they were gonna be.
Yeah, that's a good
And I
point.
also didn't know it was on a hill.
Right. That's a good point
Or it
too.
was a real park.
Yeah. Any surprises for you, Gina?
Not really, because I've kind of seen like you've told me kind of how it works, and I've seen videos of like how they film stuff. But yeah, the fact that it was on a hill was kind of hard, and also like the things that he gave us to do. I didn't know he would give us that much stuff. I thought he would just like go over here and stay over here instead of like, and now you run around a tree, and now you do this.
Sure.
So
Yeah. So when your background, it's the stage manager that tells you what to do during the scene. And stage manager's done this thousands of times because we've had thousands of episodes and our stage manager has been there since the 70s. So So he's used to like telling people what to do, but if you've never been told what to do in that kind of scenario in the first place, there's like they don't speak the language. So they were very good about taking direction, and I got to say your instincts as to what to do was great. And also they were playing in the park, and so they were, you know, two girls playing in a park, and they don't often play together as much anymore as they used to. So I would say you used your acting skills a bit, yeah.
Definitely.
But your bubble, they did blow some bubbles, and your bubble technique was fantastic. So, but anyway, congratulations on your first on-camera job. And any advice to people doing background in the future?
Pay attention, definitely. Because if you don't pay attention, you're just kind of like stuck.
Yeah.
And you're just like looking around, you're like, so definitely pay attention.
Yeah. What about you?
Don't look at the cameras and the people acting.
That's great advice, Finola. Yeah, don't look at the people acting and don't look at the cameras. That is really great advice. Yeah, because if you're in a park in the background, you're not just staring at the people that are in the park with you. Wouldn't that be creepy?
Yes, it would.
All right. Well done. I was super proud of you, and I can't wait to watch the episode. So, all right. That's it from here. Have a great week, everybody.